Fast Signs have been supplying signs to companies and organisations in Leeds and West Yorkshire since 1995. From vehicle graphics, event banners and directional signs to shop fronts, internal wall graphics, they help companies make a statement and stand out. They have a great team who can help with the design, production and installation of your signs. Check them out at fastsigns.com/Leeds or call into their office on York Road on the outskirts of the city centre. And also make sure you mention the Lot Pod. Hi everyone, welcome to the Lot Pod, the Leeds Rhinos Lot 17A podcast, kindly sponsored by Fast Signs. Eddie, producer Chris and Phil here to review Wakefield versus Leeds. Phil, how are you doing?
Good.
Young man?
Yeah, good. Busy week. Good rugby weekend for me. I've had rugby Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon today.
He lives and breathes the sport.
Now here I am again.
Talking about it. Producer Chris, how are you?
I'm very well, very well. Got to give a big shout out to Tim and Tina.
TNT, Tim and Tina, who are they?
Super fans. I met them today and very nice it was to meet them. Yeah, they said the rest of you are rubbish.
He's a celebrity now.
That always happens. Every time you meet someone,
I don't care about them.
They say you're great and we're all crap. Is that this is the thing?
And they said they agree with everything he says.
Yeah.
So now you're definitely lying.
So, hello Tim and Tina, nice to meet you today.
Excellent. Hello, Tim and Tina. Nice to meet Chris today, I'm sure. We're going to review the game. We're going to hand out our Lackey Miller Fast Signs Player of the Match. We're going to also preview the Warrington game. So let's delve straight into it. Match review panel time. Leeds Rhinos 22, Wakefield 18. But we're going to start the review, of course, because it wasn't just a fixture between the Rhinos and Wakefield. It was also a deeply emotional event, as it's the annual MND awareness game in honour of the late, great Rob Burrow. This year's game held a particular significance, of course, because it coincided with the first anniversary of Rob's death. Rob's passing on the 2nd of June 2024. Phil, a year on, and I can't believe it has been a year.
It's unbelievable, isn't it, to think that, like you said, a year has passed so quickly. And then we've got the M&D awareness round. But I know, like, as we were chatting about the typical Lot Pod positives, one of them was, for me, the club 100%. On the M&D stuff. They just seem to get it so right every time. It obviously an emotionally charged day, wasn't it? But I think how it runs, and it was just so well versed, and it just seemed to flow all the way through. So, yeah, hats off to Leeds for getting it right again.
Yeah, they're amazing. A year on from Rob's passing,
yeah.
Can you believe it?
I mean, we went to see the documentary, didn't we, on Thursday? We were lucky enough to be invited to that premiere, and it was hard watch, wasn't it?
Tough, but, really tough.
There were some different bits to that documentary, actually. Like, you saw a bit of Kev's funny side, didn't you? So it was sort of...
Yeah, a lot of humour in there.
So, Kev. Yeah, go watch it, or watch it when you can stream it or whatever. But, yeah, it was a hard watch. But I think what the club did really well this year is they didn't overdo it.
Yeah.
You can overdo these things, can't you? They just got it pitch perfect.
Again, very similar to last year.
And I'm surprised how emotional it was with the fireworks and everything, and the opera man and everything. But they got it just right.
That's what I'm saying. They don't seem to over-egg it on certain elements of it, don't they? It seems to just flow from one thing into the next, but it captures it all at the same time, if that makes sense.
And it almost so perfectly organised, logistically, operationally by the club, it almost perfectly bled straight into kick-off.
Yeah.
It was like, for a moment, you were there in the ground watching it or whatever, and you almost forgot that, oh my God, there is a game here. Because it went straight through, round the applause, straight into kick-off. It's like absolute precision. And no time wasted, as in...
No, they just do such a good job. I can't praise them enough, because it can't be easy, can it?
No,
I think it's turned a bit as well. Obviously, because we knew Rob was eventually going to pass away from that horrendous disease, which he got, unfortunately. And obviously, we're all shock and sadness and emotion wanted to start with. Whereas now, I think a year on, I think a lot of it is around more celebrating what he actually did in the game and stuff, and that type of person he actually, he was. And I think I saw a lot of that yesterday. It was more a celebration of his life rather than a mourning of his passing.
I agree, and I think it's what Kevin's doing and the club to some extent is it's more than Rob now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we celebrate Rob's life, but then you move on to all the other people. And I think that's what's amazing, that it's shone a light on them, and that's Rob's legacy, really, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He used his fame or whatever to
benefit others.
Yeah.
And in that situation.
The centre opens in September, doesn't
Yeah,
it? So I just
Burrow
hope they carry on doing it the way that they're doing it, really. And it was. I can't praise them enough for how they handled it.
Full kudos to everyone at the Rhinos. It was absolutely awesome. The Rhinos also wore specifically designed kit featuring an iconic image of Burrow. Everyone knows that, but £10 from each of those shirts also went and was donated to the MND Association too. It's just great to see Rob's family there. Every time I see them, I'm just like, oh my God, it's just filled with tears. Like, how could they're so strong in everything they go through. They delivered the match ball, and it was just another absolutely impeccable MND awareness game delivered by the Rhinos. So massive, massive kudos to everyone involved with the club. On to the match review. Positives. Producer Chris, what positives can the Rhinos take from this game?
The main positive is we're third, clear third.
Yes.
It'd be very easy to get sucked into what happened in that second half, but I think there were mitigating factors to that. You've also got to credit Wakey. They've got a few players missing, haven't they? And they're no mugs. They're a good side of Wakefield.
They gave it a good go.
We did the damage in the first half.
Thank God.
If Miller don't go off, you're
Win by
looking at
50.
a 40, 50 point score. We just lost all momentum, really. But that first half was really close to a perfect half, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They didn't panic, executed game plan, and Jake Connor it were on a string, wasn't it?
Oh God.
Played in the dinner suit.
Yeah. So there were loads of positives, really. But I think the biggest positive for me is, look, we're nearly pretty much halfway through season.
Almost, yeah.
Would you have taken clear third on 18 points?
No, unacceptable first.
There's two spaces, room for improvement there, isn't there?
Yeah. but we haven't been... What's the biggest scoreline? We've lost by 10, is it? Or
10 by Wakey, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Or Saints in Cup.
Don't count
That
that.
was 10, wasn't it? Was it 10, 24?
So we're there or thereabouts.
We're there or thereabouts. It's just that fine detail, isn't it?
Yeah.
Any positives from you, Phil?
Kind of like agree with Chris, really. The first 40 minutes, obviously Jake Connor, and then, with the changes which were forced into making with Miller's injury. But, Jake Connor in that, like I said, in that first half, everything went through him. And unfortunately, because of the changes we had to make, we kind of lost that impetus in the second half, didn't we? And we took as most influential and creative player out of the game, which obviously Wakey must have gone, thanks for that, Leeds.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jake Connor, first half, and again, like what Chris had just said there, we found a way to win, and we've still got them 2 league points in the bag at the end of the day, haven't we? That, and that's what it's about, isn't it?
The defence in them last 10 minutes were awesome.
Yeah, it was.
We lose that last year, don't we?
Yeah. And I think even part of me thinks we lose that in the early stages
Probably,
of this year.
We have done though, haven't we? Like we said, we've been competing with them so-called top teams at the minute, and we've lost it just by that not being able to execute or, like you said, finish all them defensive sets, etc.
It's really good to see us putting points on the board. All right, the second half should have been better. We all agree with that. But managing to cling on, to fight.
Really matter if you win, does it?
Yeah, and to defend what you've got. And if you win the game...
What's Brad Arthur always say? You've got to there's got to be different ways to win a game. And you're going to be in them situations, and they passed that, didn't they? So that we even went down to 11 men, 12 men, 10 men.
Went to more.
And the attack sort of that side. I thought we defended really, really well in that second half.
They scrambled well because they had to. And I think sometimes we put ourselves under that unnecessary pressure with some refereeing decisions or just stupid little things. But they backed it up back-to-back defensive sets, etc.
Yeah,
and like you said, they found that extra energy, which...
I don't think that second half we sort of gave it them, did we? We didn't make loads of silly errors or anything. They just upped their game, didn't they? They knew that Miller had gone off.
Game and like I said, they put us under that cosh, but I think what Brad Arthur has done is made us a little bit more resilient in them areas as well.
Definitely.
Whereas like last year, we'd have probably capitulated and lost the game by 10 or 12 points, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they'd have gone over and scored.
But, I think you saw that a little bit more of that energy and that desire and that want and that will to win, which is good to see.
Absolutely. And Jake Connor, we've mentioned him briefly there. Fantastic kicking game throughout, but his goal kicking too.
Yeah, that one off the post was good. I enjoyed that. I think
it nearly hit me even where I was stood. It bounced straight off a post and come bouncing towards me.
We needed that as well because they've got an amazing kicker, haven't they?
Jowett.
He's a hell of a kicker.
Yeah.
And I think also, I don't know whether it came across on the TV or not, but the wind picked up in second half and it were on their backs.
Yeah.
So they had that. It wasn't that windy in first half, were it? And then it picked up, so it gave them. But he's an excellent kicker, is Jowett. So we needed them.
We needed them.
We needed them points. Yeah. But I think with Jake Connor, it's so good to see him nail that position down and own it. And I think people might look at what Croft's doing and think, oh well, he's not doing much, but he is. He's like a perfect foil.
He's complementing.
He poked his nose through a few times, didn't he? So he's a threat. So they're complementing each other really well.
But Croft's also coming back off
He's coming back off a long layoff, isn't he? Like you said, they are both credible threats. So as a defensive system, they're looking at our attacking threats and going, who's getting it, who's doing this, who's doing that. Jake Connor seems to find so much time and create so much time and space for himself on the ball. And then I think that gives Brodie Croft a little bit more freedom too. Maybe he's more of a running game six, isn't he? And he complements Jake Connor, which allows him to then play his game then as well.
They really targeted him in defence, didn't they, as well? They ran at him all game and he stood up.
Yeah.
Put some good shots.
In fact, he whacked a few of them.
Yeah, he's a good defender. He's Brodie Croft. He really is.
Error last week, didn't he? And I think they've thought, we'll run at him.
Yeah, he's a good defender.
Definitely a mistake. Connor's kick to Newman, absolutely on the money. Great kick. But the take from Newman...
it was outstanding.
I mean, in the air, twisting, falling, catching, scoring.
Yeah. He had a great game, did Harry?
Yeah.
Again, that's his third try in 2 games.
He did what he needed to. He was running really hard, wasn't he? When we were under pump in second half, he got us out of a lot of trouble. Yeah. Along with Ryan Hall, who was immense all game.
Like you said, they are doing the work of forwards there, aren't they? They're coming in and doing it. And Harry Newman did do some really good carries. And again, it's that want and that desire. I don't think we'd have got that last year, or under Rowan Smith maybe. Yeah. They've got that back instilled into them now. That it's that time when it matters that they need to stand up the most, and they're actually doing it now.
Yeah, you got to grit your teeth and keep going. I bet Ryan Hall was knackered when he got home. The amount of work he went through.
Well, he just attracts so many defenders, doesn't he? So it's like, even if he don't make loads of meters, but he does. But
it's the additional man that he pulls into.
He attracts 2 and 3 defenders to him every time, doesn't he? Pure because of his size and strength. And so if any defenders want to go on in one-on-one,
good luck.
They don't. I think they're marking with 3 or 4 men every time.
And that's what I'm saying. So it does. It does attract quite a lot of defenders.
No one in the world. And a lovely try for Connor too. Nice dummy.
Yeah.
Scoots over
again. A little bit of deception with his running game on it, and like you said, that 10-15 metres out or whatever. And
it goes back to what you were saying. He had it looked like to have all the time.
He seemed to create just loads of time. Yeah,
right. Yestin Harris were like that.
Yeah,
where every time he got ball, he had acres of time, and I don't think I've seen a Leeds player since act like that. Yeah. Like have that.
It's weird, isn't it? Because you could have 2 players stood in the same position, and one would look, exactly the same distance, etc. One would look as if they're no time in world and everything's erratic, and then Jake Connor seems to create another couple of seconds, so he can always see what options he's got available to him, whether that's a pass, an attacking kick, a run or whatever, etc. And he always seems to make that right decision.
I would imagine Wakey Darryl Powell and the players would be annoyed with that, looking at bad defence, but it wasn't really. It's just that they didn't know what he was going to do, and then he just went, I'll just put it down.
He's got all them in
Actually, I think I'll score.
He's got all them attributes, hasn't he, to his game, like you said, and that's why he's so influential to our attack at minute, because he's got all them facets to his game, and he can
I honestly
execute
don't think
them
I've
correctly.
seen him play as good as he has.
He hasn't
but
in
that
his
is
career.
because Brad Arthur's gone, that's your job. That's your spot.
Just do that, yeah.
Do that. And I think he's relishing it, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he is niggling at players, but
it's coming
in
out
the right way.
It's coming out. I know, like I said, when Riley Lum scored in the corner, it was straight into Mason Leno's face, and I think he did it week before to someone else as well. And
you do need a bit of that, don't you?
Oh, you do.
So he's doing it, but just not getting caught or penalised for it, which is good.
I also think that his reputation, like you mentioned, when he's got the time on the ball and when he has the ball in his hands, I think he is sort of self-aware of his reputation to say, right, they don't know what I'm going to do with this. So I think he knows that he's perhaps got a second or two longer on the ball because they think no matter who it is, they're a bit petrified of me on this ball. Whereas, like you mentioned there, Phil, if Matt Frawley gets the ball,
you're not too worried.
You're not too worried. He's going to do that dummy. Nice, steady Eddie. You kind of know that he's going to chuck it through, and
I
you're
think
not going to see something flash.
It's down to Connor's speed of thought.
Definitely,
because I'm sure he doesn't know what he's going to do, but when he does know, he does it
knows
quick and
executes
it.
And he's got the confidence to execute it.
There's some players that can look 3 plays ahead.
Yeah.
Most famous one is probably Andrew Johns.
Yeah.
He can see a whole set ahead.
They see it, don't they?
And he knows what he's doing. Whereas Jake Connor doesn't. He sees the next 5 seconds, but he executes it. So it's a totally different type of halfback, but effective.
And he's what's good. It's like I said, he has all them because of his vision. He has all them options available to him. Doesn't he? He looks and then, but he's able to pick the right one, make that right choice at that right time.
But then, like we mentioned earlier, when you mentioned, so we're just talking about Jake Connor there, but when you mention his partner in crimes, Brodie Croft, you've got defences looking and thinking, well, so we're all going, right, what's Jake Connor going to do? Well, he's going to pass it to Brodie Croft. They're like, Jesus Christ.
Paul Rowley mentioned it. I watched it back today, and he said, he sort of said this word a few times, and it was like creating chaos.
Yeah.
And that's what they do a bit, don't they? Because Croft can create it, and then Connor can, because nobody knows what he's doing. So it's especially with kicks.
Yeah,
because his kicking games have been great.
So pinpoint, like the one that you've just mentioned for Harry Newman. It looks simple, doesn't it? But to put that ball
on the money,
right on the money.
Yeah. And like you said, even if we don't score from that and they catch the ball, it's a easy tackle over the try line and it's a repeat set. So he's covered in. Is that smart to cover them too? Yeah, it's a scoring threat, or we're going to get a repeat set off at back of it from a good attacking kick, and he's got to execute that to, And
players like Harry must be licking the lips, because we had a kicking game like Connors for many a year, as good as this, as consistent as this. So these outside
since
backs,
Kev.
probably maybe as consistent, maybe since Kev. So they're licking the lips, saying this guy can put it on the money.
He's a different kicker to Kev, though, and Kev was mechanical, wasn't he?
Yeah. It was more about game management, wasn't it?
He knew where to put it, when to put it. Whereas Connor's a bit more maverick, but he still nails it.
Yeah. He'll say, put it there.
He tried another 40-20 yesterday as well, didn't he? A 40-20 attempt.
Yeah, he did.
So he's always looking and thinking, how can I benefit, or how can we gain something out of it?
And 40-20s is something that the Rhinos have always lacked.
Yeah.
We've always lacked the ability to kick 40-20s. We had Blake Austin kicked a few a couple of years ago, but now when
he needed a contract.
Yeah, when he needed a contract.
Yeah.
Excuse me, he kicked one or
Sorry,
two.
Blake.
But now, no, you're not. Guy's an absolute, you know what.
He watches it. I bumped into him at Tesco.
So him having
he said, we're great, and you lot were crap. Homemade coffee this week. How much of that Starbucks last week?
Spent all my wages.
It's done.
On that Sunday lunch.
He's a celebrity now, isn't he? So he gets them for free when he walks in. They recognise him.
Yeah.
Gets his lunch paid for.
Costa Chris.
Costa Chris.
New nickname. Costa Producer Chris. Another try for Riley Lum. A good finish in the corner. I think Miller was the architect of that one, though.
Oh, that ball was just outstanding.
Just an absolute dream.
The winger came in because he thought, I need
to get Miller, yeah.
But it was just inch perfect, wasn't it? So it was just a strolling, but another try for him. I mean, I advocated for Lum to be missed, didn't I?
Yeah.
But, I still think that probably needs doing. He's played a lot of minutes.
Thing is, though, I mean, again, ECW, he hasn't played, has he? And he's been playing in reserves, but he wasn't even in the squad, was he? I know we named in the squad, but and then not the 18 squad, the playing squad, etc.
He's almost undroppable because he's not doing anything wrong, is he?
No.
So what do you
I think the thinking there is we've got this week off, haven't we? So it's.
I mean, it depends on injuries, doesn't
the
it?
rest.
Because Ash looked to pick up something.
Yeah.
So if Ash is out,
Miller.
then Miller, ECW could come in at centre, couldn't he? Or
Potentially.
but we don't know, do we? We'll have to wait and see.
What do we know?
What do we know? We'll preview it in about 20 minutes' time and we'll talk about it then. Perhaps we'll know more then. Ash Hanley on his captain's challenge.
Oh,
First of all,
horrendous.
he quite clearly, is it Corey Hall?
It was Corey Hall. Yeah.
Gives Corey Hall a good badge, but then goes running to Chris Kendall saying, hang on a minute, but what? And then challenges something that he's fully aware
I don't know.
He's definitely done.
It were a brain explosion, that.
It must have been. What was he thinking?
Because he didn't. If he'd have jumped or something, looked like he was challenging football, he might have had.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But any
any
other player does that, he's not challenging it.
No.
I said that to
Ash,
my mate
what
we
are
were
you
watching
doing?
it. I went, any other player, if it wasn't Ash who'd done that, he's not challenging it.
No
but
way.
everyone in ground could see it. And when it, I thought, what's he challenging that for?
Going, what are you doing?
I almost thought there must be something else he's challenging.
Yeah.
And then when it came up that he's challenging that, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah,
No.
it was a strange one. Like you said, I think it must have just been a brain explosion. But like any other player that does that, he ain't challenging it.
No, someone comes to say, no, you badged him out of way, mate. 22-6 at half time, job done. Wakey never going to get back in the game. Very comfortable at the halfway stage. Nice, pleasant feeling knowing that we've got the 2 points in the bag.
No, I thought they'd come back.
Miller goes off injured. Calf injured, looks like.
When they came back out and they said, "Oh, Miller's gone off," I'm like, they're going to have a go here.
We need to shut this game out. Every Rhinos fan on the planet's praying that Miller's injury is not serious. But Phil, we just seem to forget how to play rugby league. Like Chris mentions there, he thought Miller going off was a worry. But did you feel we were going to perform like we did just due to that?
No, it was like a game of 2 hours, wasn't it? Like I said,
a classic.
22-6.
I know it's a cliche.
Yeah, it was like
really
a complete
was.
different game. And at half time, I thought we were cruising. I thought we were going to come out in second half, continue on that same vein,
It's done.
and put a decent score on them. But I didn't even recognise Miller had gone off till about 5-10 minutes into the second half. So and then my daughter had to sort of like look and see what had happened to him and said, "Oh, he's got a calf injury."
That's when she realised you'd had 10 pints.
Yeah.
Dad, wake
No,
up.
no, that
Miller's
was
gone off.
after that. But yeah, and then like I said, we'd just gone away from what had effective, and like we said, what we've touched on with Jake Connor, we've took as most influential creative player out of a threat of attack. But I still think we should have had enough quality with Brodie-Croft and other players in them positions to do it. But personally, I know Brad Arthur's said in his presser that they've learned how to manage them situations a little bit better now, so a positive out of that. But I thought there were a better way around it for me. I'd have moved Watkins into the centre, maybe Handley or Lum at fullback, and put another back row on, and keep Jake Connor there, recognising how vital he is to our threat and attack.
Do you agree with that? We only lost Lackey Miller. There's enough
I
quality
don't want
out
to tell
there
Brad Arthur how to do his job, but
You
That's what we always do, don't we?
I would have put either Riley Lum or Ash Hanley at back.
Yeah.
It were too much to disrupt what we're working for us.
Yeah.
So we lose Miller, you lose them meters and the chaos again that he causes. But if you've got Ash or Riley there, they're still quicker out there, and you're not losing your halfback combo.
And you keep JC
I mean,
where he
Watkins
needs
played
to
at
be.
6.
Yeah.
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 It just didn't make sense to me. I mean, we won,
Yeah.
so they were always going to throw some stuff at us. So maybe the thinking was,
It was touch and go though, wasn't it, towards that last
let's-
5 minutes.
let's
Crikey.
consolidate what we've got and be strong up middle. I don't know. that's the problem when you're going with a heavy bench, aren't you?
Yeah.
Back
It's interesting though, because even when he made them changes, I mean, we're talking 40 minutes here. It went to rack and ruin more or less when that change was made, but then it didn't change again, did it? Do you know what I mean? We still persisted with that. It's like bashing your head against the wall and going, "Oh, that hurts."
Yeah.
I'll continue doing it.
You'd
You'd change it a little bit, wouldn't you? So I couldn't quite get that bit really.
I think we need Ackers back, to be honest, because Jared's playing really well, isn't he? It's a tough ask to ask a hooker to play, do 61 tackles. I mean, he passed that ball to Lissoni, didn't he? And it was by his knees. And that's just fatigue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are we the only team in the league that haven't been spelling a hooker?
Probably.
Potentially.
I mean, when's he due back, Ackers? It's got to be soon. Is it?
And I think that'll make a difference. I mean, it's going to...
Is it going to upset it again?
I don't know, but at least we can switch your hooker out.
There's an option there.
Do you know what I mean? If Jared's not that fatigued and he don't pass a ball to Sam Lissoni's knees, the ending of that game's a bit easier, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think that's the problem with going with a big heavy bench.
Yeah.
But you can also have a problem going with the back on bench, can't you?
Of course you can, because
you don't always use
might
them.
not get used or whatever.
Hindsight's an amazing thing.
It's what we
isn't
do best on this platform.
Hindsight is an amazing thing, but in hindsight, we won.
We won.
So we spoke about Watkins of the week, though, didn't we? We were saying how versatile he is.
Yeah.
He is the signing,
and
the mid-season's one of the best.
Yeah.
I'll put it out here. Got a thing for you. The best mid-season signing since Ali Lauatiti.
Yeah. Easy.
I think he's that influential, is Watkins.
Easy. Without a doubt. That's the kind of level we're at. Grand final winning signing. I think Miller going off, Connor to fullback, one thing that we can all say confidently, and I'm sure people watching and listening here will agree, is we won't see Jake Connor at fullback again.
hopefully not.
I think that's confirmed.
I think it's confirmed.
I think if Miller's out for a few weeks or even
someone else,
it'll be Alfie Edgell, won't it?
It'll be,
it might be.
I think he'll put a full back in there.
Yeah, you're going to have to do, like you said, because
Riley Lum's a full back, to be fair.
As a tackle non-existent as soon as you remove Jake Connor from it.
So some good has come from...
Well, we hope, don't we?
Well, I don't think we'll ever see
it just makes no
Connor
sense to
full
me.
back. I think we've got to keep him at 7 exactly where he needs to be. James Bentley gets sin-binned.
Yeah, and he's been getting loads of stick for that, but he played really... He was everywhere with Bentley.
Yeah, I thought he had a good game.
That's not a sin bin, is it?
It's not a sin, do you agree, Phil?
I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense.
I thought it not purely because James Bentley and his reputation. It was late. My thing is, what makes it a sin bin is the consistency this year, that they've been doing it in other games and everything else. So from that side of it, yeah. In the overall perspective of rugby league, has it ever been a sin bin? I'd say no. But for consistency from officials and RFL, etc., that's the only...
I'll take it because Palacia should have been sin bin. So
yeah. So
I'll take it.
It's weird itself.
That's still to be continued, that one.
Yeah, and something else that's to be continued, which is definitely going to get flagged up by the match review panel. Josh Griffin.
Yeah,
just decided he wants to start smacking Harry Newman. I saw it in a 3-man tackle
with my own eyes, and I couldn't believe it wasn't pulled up. And then I've seen a thing on Facebook today. What's he doing?
Just smacking him. Just literally.
Only 3. It was all right.
I mean,
smacking him.
You couldn't see whether he's got a fist or what. But what is he doing? If he's not.
And Kendall just told him to get up and play it ball, didn't he? Like
I don't know what he was doing, but I know what he's going to get.
I think that's Harry's reputation hampering him.
Really?
I think they think he's play acting all the time. But he had a dig at him.
He's literally getting punched in.
Connor saw it. I saw it.
Yeah, Jake Connor reacted to it. He reacted to it really
Do you think
quickly.
it's a different situation if he stays down?
Yeah. They'll look at it, won't they?
You know.
But I thought that on the KP tackle too, to be fair.
But to be fair to players, they didn't.
No,
we don't want them staying down,
precisely. That's a good thing. But if, in both instances, if Newman stays down, is it work for the KP?
Yeah.
Excuse me. But if they stay down, there's a decision to be made.
Tell you what, you can see how much Harry's changed his temperament.
Yeah.
Because he'd have been kicking off, wouldn't
he? Yeah. He had a great game. Griffin will get banned. Don't know about...
I don't think he will.
I think he will.
He'll probably get a walkover now in RFL. He won't even be mentioned anywhere. It'll be eradicated from all records.
Callum, we talk about him again, won the official player of the match, tackled everything, involved everywhere. We're just talking about... This podcast is a repeat. It's the same players. Consistently turning up. Consistently putting these types of performances in. What did you make of Cal the standoff this week?
Echo what Chris says. He's turned out to be a great signing, hasn't he?
Still can't believe he's here.
Well, he was standoff, prop, second row, loose forward.
Forward. Should have gone to fullback.
Yeah. Well, he's played. Yeah, he's played fullback.
Should have gone to fullback. Kicking goals next week and all, Cal.
It's just absolutely unbelievable.
Well, imagine what it's like for him getting out of Salford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sort of said, didn't he? He said, I never thought I'd be here. So he must just be loving it.
But he's been like a fine wine, though, and he's just getting better and better the older he's got.
He doesn't do anything bad, does he?
No.
It's a bit like
KP.
The problem with KP is he does do them shoulders into head sometimes.
Yeah.
But he's that type of player, isn't he, that just doesn't do anything wrong.
No.
I mean, did he do a silly offload once? That's all I can remember with
Back
Cal.
in 2017, I remember it.
Yeah.
In the run into the grand final. Yeah, I remember it. On to the stats pack. The attack of the stats for this week. Thanks as always to the Stig for the stats. Stig did mention, by the way, he agreed with us that he thinks last year Leeds would have lost that game. So he's on the same page as us. Thinks
the Stig knows.
The mentality's changed, hasn't it? You know,
massively.
Well,
so the Stig agrees too.
I agree with you guys that we've probably lost it in first 2-3 weeks of this year.
Yeah, I think there was still some of that Rowan mentality hangover sticking around, but it seems to have washed out, which is brilliant. On to the stats. Lucky Miller, 41 minutes.
900 metres.
You've seen these. The Stig's seen these. 137 metres. So I reckon had he played the full 80 we'd have racked up a few more scores. Wakey would have been a little bit more...
He'd be knocking on 300 again, wouldn't he?
I reckon so. That's where I would come in. I reckon he'd have easily been over 250. Ryan Hall, 204 metres, a season high for Ryan Hall. Harry Newman, 122. Ash Hanley, 145. Riley Lum, 115. Just confirms exactly what you said on the review, Phil, that the outside backs...
Do they count them ones that he ran and got pulled back?
Yeah.
They count double.
They count double. That the work that the backs put in were absolutely outstanding. Jake Connor, 171. 14 carries. Brodie Croft, 146. And then the pick of the pack was Aletsky with 109. Callum Watkins, 115. And then the top tackles, Jared again, 61. I thought I had a decent game, actually.
61 tackles.
Yeah. He leads the defence. I know I keep going about it, but he leads the defence. He's the leader. He comes running out the line. He caught someone absolute beauty, didn't he?
Yeah. It worries me, though, that when he does that sometimes, because I just think, please make it stick. Yeah. Don't just go shooting out for no reason at all.
And then James Bentley, you mentioned his effort, 42 tackles. James McDonnell, 38 tackles. Anything else for this game before we wrap it up for the Lucky Miller Fast Size Player of the Match? All done? Put a bow on it?
I think we've done it, haven't we? Just on the metres, we're consistently doing that. That's outstanding, isn't it? Having all them players run over 100 metres.
It used to be like
we were struggling some weeks to pick a player that had got near 100 metres.
Near 100, and now consistently the outside backs are all 100 plus.
And they're never easy carries, them neither, are they? They're coming in when we're under pump a little bit.
It's those gritty carries you mentioned.
So, yeah.
And it allows you forwards to have a rest,
just
doesn't
take a breather. But then the forwards are all packing 100 as well. On to the Lucky Miller Fast Size Player of the Match. But just before we decide our votes, we would love for you to play along with us at home. So please comment below on this video on YouTube with your selection for your Player of the Match, and let's see if you agree with us. I'm going to go first. Jake Connor. Easy. All the points. Awesome first half. Without Jake Connor, we don't win the game. And I think it would be his first one this year. Has he won it?
Can't be.
No, it can't be.
I think it is. I think it is his
Is
first
it though?
one.
Someone should keep track of these fast signs.
Just make it up. Just say yeah.
Yeah, this is first one. Jake Connor for me. Chris, Phil?
Callum Watkins or Jake Connor?
Where are you going? Flip of a coin?
Jake Connor. I'll agree with you.
Phil?
Full house, Jake Connor for
There you
me.
go.
That first 40, I thought it was immense.
Absolutely awesome. Waxing lyrical behind. This is the Jake Connor podcast, isn't it?
So is it going to be the Jake
The
Connor
Jake
fast,
Connor, Lucky
fast-
Miller,
Jake Connor,
Matt
Lucky
Frawley.
Miller, Matt Frawley, fast size player of the match is Jake Connor. Well done, JC. Absolutely outstanding. Quickly moving on, we are again joining forces with Brian at 6 again and heading back to the Brotherhood Bar in Leeds for a Super League mid-season review special. We're being joined by two of the biggest names that have played the game in Terry O'Connor and Yestin Harris. They're both going to join us to review the Super League season so far and share their views on how the season has gone on. They're also going to answer some questions from our audience in attendance too. It's going to be on Tuesday, the 1st of July at 7 o'clock. The Brotherhood Bar, the best sports bar in town in Leeds City Centre. Tickets are on sale now. They are £5.
Bargain.
And we need to reiterate, it's not a Leeds mid-season
It
review.
isn't. No, that is a really good
Anyone can
point.
get involved. So if you want to come along and give us stick, if you want to big your team up, if you want to have a go at the Rhinos, more than welcome.
Come along. So if you know a Cass fan, there's only two. So if you do
Who's
know
gonna
one of
admit
them,
that?
come along. If you know any Wigan fans, tell them, spread the word, come on down. It's not just a Leeds Rhinos event, it's a Super League event. It's a Lent event, it's a Championship League One. Come on down, wear your shirts, have a drink with us and Terry and Yestin. Can't wait for that. Tuesday, the 1st of July, 7 p.m. The tickets are on sale now. If you search LotPod into Eventbrite, the details are there, or you can follow our Instagram to lot_pod. All the details are there. Tickets are £5 per person. Come on down. So it's now time to preview the Rhinos' next fixture, which is Warrington at home. Any changes to the side, Phil? I think Ackers is back. Does Gannon come in? Does Jack Sinfield come in? Any changes?
It's a
for you at
difficult
all?
one, isn't it? Because
Potentially
really,
the KP ban.
yeah. Well, I mean, we've got a week off, haven't we?
Yeah.
Challenge Cup
Is
next
it a
week.
reserves game next week?
I'm not
can stick him
too
in
sure.
there.
Stick him in reserves.
That's what I'm
Stick
saying.
Palace here
Yeah,
and there.
name him in there if he gets banned.
So he'll be playing.
But yeah, I don't know. It's weird because it's a nice little break for us to get over any little niggles or whatever and stuff. So hopefully we've got a fully fit squad. But depending on what happens with Miller, there might be some changes around that, and then just normal week to week team management. I'm guessing in terms of his pack and stuff and things like that. But not for me, no really major unless anything changes with Lockie Miller.
And I don't think Brad Arthur will think this way, but it does depend on what happens with Warrington, doesn't it, in the Challenge Cup?
In the Cup, potentially, yeah.
I mean, is George Williams back? Is he going to play in Cup but still be crocked? And then,
done, yeah.
Because they look shocking at the moment. So I'd like to think that we can get on top of them, but it's a really difficult game to preview, isn't it? So, we don't know injuries, but I mean, we could only assume that they're fit.
Yeah. We can only shoot.
Well, saying that, say if Lackey's done his calf but he's 90%, then you don't play him, do you? Bring Alfie Edgell
Give him a
straight in, or put Riley at full-back ECW thing.
Yeah.
I think we might hear more about Ash. He looked really uncomfortable. So he might need a rest. So luckily we've got a few that can come in.
We're well covered now, aren't we, in them positions?
Yeah.
And also lucky that we've got the week.
Yeah, the week.
Yeah,
that's
what I'm saying. That's what makes it hard, doesn't it, to try and...
Yeah, it could play in our favour.
I do want to see Jack get a few more games, but it's difficult. It's really difficult to get in, isn't it?
It's hard. I mean, he played in reserves, didn't he? And he want in squad or whatever. Wasn't he? Morgan Gannon was 18th player yesterday, wasn't he?
I mean, when do we play Salford again? That's when they're going to get a chance, isn't it?
Yeah, potentially when Jack's going to get a go.
Then maybe Huddersfield, I don't know, but they're picking up a bit, aren't they? We just need to continue, don't we? Because I'd like to not let that third place slip. I mean, we're 4 points clear from 5th, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lee, who are rocking a bit, aren't they? They're 1 point behind us. I don't think we change out too drastic at minute. I think we're in a good place.
Yeah.
winning and not performing in certain areas, like you said, like yesterday, that second half for them reasons what we've discussed already around player changes and stuff. But yeah, I think we're in a good place. We've got that resilience back.
Yeah.
We've shown a will to win. We've got that energy and that desire back. Let's just continue what we're doing.
I hope that they're not too downbeat about the second half, and I hope Brad Arthur doesn't give him too much of a spray for it.
Yeah, just forget it.
Because they won because of the defensive efforts.
Yeah.
So I think this is a case. Sometimes they need a rocket up their ass even if they've won, don't they? Like when we played Castleford.
Yeah.
I hope they got a massive serve in there because that were unacceptable, wasn't it? But you wouldn't really say that about the second half against Wakefield. No. So I hope they take the positives.
He did recognise that. He has said that in his presser that he was really happy with the defence, and he admits that there's been changes which they had to make, which didn't sort of like benefit how we were playing at that point. But he were happy with how we defended, and like you said, we still managed to get that win.
Video ref, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah. But for the Miller's not Miller, Jowett's try.
For the Jowett try to make it.
Yeah.
For their 18.
He said he were offended. I've never heard him.
No, he doesn't usually speak like that, does he? Prediction for this one?
For the Warrington game, it's hard, isn't it? Because, like I said, we don't know what Warrington we're going to get. They're either going to have a cup hangover, or
they're going to be.
We should be beating them anyway.
We should be beating them now. We owe them, don't we? From over there anyway.
I agree. So the other side that we owe.
Yeah, I'll go Leeds by 14.
Producer Chris, having a good think.
By 24, I think we're going to hammer them.
Leeds by 28 for me. So it's a clean sweep from all of us. Thanks to Chris, thanks to Phil, thanks to you for watching, thanks to you for listening. If you are listening on iTunes or Spotify, please do leave us a 5-star review. It just bumps us up those podcast charts more than you'll know. Don't forget you can follow us throughout the week on Instagram, Blue Sky and TikTok. Just search for The Lot Pod. That's us, and we'll see you all for the Warrington review. Take care.